What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel and welcome to my garage. My name is Matt Zom, and in today's video is a buying guide to buying that perfect gift for the motorcycle rider in your life. Now, I am not sponsored in any way. These views are my own, and we're also not going to go over riding gear like helmets, gloves, jackets, and stuff like that. That stuff really should be picked out by the rider. It's all about fit, feel, and function with that stuff. So instead, we're going to talk about some fun gift ideas that any rider would love to have. We're going to kick things off with one of the first accessories that I ever bought for my bikes, and that would be a phone mount. Now, there are two types of mounts out there, and I have my biases. The first type of mount would be a clamp type mount that does just what it sounds like. It has a few fingers that clamp onto your phone and hold it onto the bike. I don't really trust that style mount. It doesn't seem very strong and secure to me. That's why I went with the second option, which would be the twist lock mount with a socket on the back of your case. It twists and locks onto the mount, holding it very securely, and I have no fear that my phone is going to fall off the bike. I mean, just look at that. It's going nowhere. There are two manufacturers who make this style phone mount, one of them being Rockform and the other one being Quad Lock. Now, the real decision comes down to how you want to mount the phone to your bike. I chose Quad Lock because their system seemed to have a little bit more adjustment to it. There are several types of mounts that you can get for your bike. For my sport bike, I went with the stem mount, where the mount fits directly into the stem on the triple tree and it lines up really nice with your gauges and you can look at your GPS with just a glance. For my cruiser, I got a little more creative. I went with the 1-inch ball with a ram mount articulating arm, and it really allowed me to adjust my phone and get it right where I wanted it to be, so that way I could look at it with a glance. It doesn't get in the way of my gauges. It's not in my face on the road. It's just perfect, and it holds on really tight. You really couldn't ask for much else out of a phone mount. The next gift idea is something that almost any motorcycle rider could use, and that is the rear paddock stand. What this stand does is it stands the bike up vertically and lifts it up off its rear tire for maintenance. I use the stand almost all the time when I'm working on the bike because it is much easier to work on a bike that is standing vertically than leaning on its side. And it also makes lubing up your chain a breeze. No more pushing the bike and spraying, pushing the bike and spraying. Instead, you lift the bike up, you rotate the tire, it spins the chain, and you get a nice even coating of oil on the chain. Now, if your motorcycle rider doesn't have one of these, I couldn't recommend it more. The next gift idea is something a little more niche, geared towards adventure riders and touring riders, or just a die-hard rider that'll ride no matter the weather. In some areas, the season's pretty short, and when you're riding, the cold gets colder. That's why my next gift idea is for heated hand grips. Heated hand grips will take a little bit of know-how to install, and will probably take an owner's manual to make sure you get it done right. However, I've been told by a number of adventure riders that these things need to make the gift list. Their brand of choice is Oxford. Now, that'll be a good starting point for you. But the real note I have to make is not all handlebars are the same size. You can find out what size your handlebars are if you know the year, make, and model of your bike. You can Google it and search some forums because this question has been asked and answered for almost every bike out there. This is one I recently purchased myself to make content for the channel. And if your rider has a GoPro or similar action camera and wants to record their adventures on the road, then the chin mount is the way to go. This will bring their videos to the next level. The chin mount is made to fit a specific helmet, meaning this is my HJC CL Max 3. This mount will only fit an HJC CL Max 3. If you buy another helmet, you have to find a mount that will fit that helmet. The good news is, Chin Mounts makes a wide range of mounts that will fit nearly any major helmet. Now, I haven't tested this thing out yet, but I cannot wait to bring it to the track. Our second last gift idea comes from another friend and rider, and personally, I thought it was pretty cool. Pre-ride checks are supposed to be performed before every ride and seldom ever happen. With this gift idea, one of the most important checks can be a literal click. Tire pressure monitoring systems, or TPMS, have been around for quite some time in the automotive industry and are only slowly making their way into the bike world. Tire pressures are critical to how your bike handles and critical to your safety. That's why you're supposed to check them every single time you ride. Bluetooth technology makes this so much easier with products like Fobo Bike 2. You can simply thread a sensor onto your valve stem, connect it to your phone, and get a tire pressure and temperature reading for each of your tires. No more having to push the bike around to find the right spot to get at the valve stem. No more hopping on your bike and taking a chance. One click, and you know if you need a pound or two of air or if you're ready to ride. We're going to wrap things up with my favorite accessory that I've ever bought, and that would be the helmet comm system. Now, I chose Cardo, but that was because the pack chose Cardo. Sena is the other option, and they're a great brand, but I'll talk more about that later. Really, what's awesome is it is insanely fun to be able to communicate with your buddies while you're on the road, to be able to talk about road conditions up ahead, to be able to talk about a change in plan or a change in direction, to be able to talk some crap, anything. And it only gets better when you hook it up to Bluetooth. You hook it up to your phone, you get music anywhere, you have a soundtrack while you ride, and you can communicate seamlessly. It cuts in and out seamlessly with your music. It's such an awesome experience. And I will admit there is an element of distraction here because you are communicating, you are listening to some music. So this would be better for a rider with a little bit of experience, so they're not thinking about every little thing they're doing on the bike, but it really enhances the riding experience altogether. Now, the thing about choosing the right product is really figuring out what the pack is using without letting your rider know you're trying to figure it out. So you're going to want to get a hold of the pack, find out what they're using, and if they're not using something, you're going to want to do a little bit of product research because there are upsides and downsides to both products. I haven't studied them. I can just tell you that Cardo has been great for me. So that is the best accessory that I could recommend this holiday or any birthday would be if they don't have helmet comms and they ride with some buddies, figure out what they're going to use and get them a set of helmet comms. I didn't talk much about price, but good things don't come cheap, and that definitely applies in the motorcycle world. Now, a couple of the things I mentioned are a little on the cheap side, and something like the comms is going to be a bit on the expensive side. So it really depends on your budget, but there are a lot of really cool things out there for your rider. So I hope I gave you some good ideas and some ways to make it happen. And if you have any questions or want any advice, do not hesitate to comment below. Please, if you liked this, hit that like button. And if you want more content, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot, guys.